Hello, my neighbors. Can you hear me?
Yes, very well.
Oh, excellent. Please, is Dr. Jackson here already? All right, my neighbors. I just confirmed that Dr. Jackson is getting in. Please, he will be here in a moment and we will kick it off. Please, Dr. Saka, did you hear me?
Yes, please, my president. I heard you loud and clear.
Excellent.
Yeah, so,
So let's just give me a moment.
all right, thank you.
Mhm.
Mm.
Please just a moment. My neighbor, Dr. Jackson, is coming in shortly. His computer had a challenge. Sorry, soon we will stop. Okay, yeah, I think he's getting in.
Can you hear me, please? Hello?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Loud and clear. We can hear you.
Okay, I've seen someone commenting that Dr. Saka is not audible. Dr. Aliyu, can you hear me, please? Aliyu Idris Muhammad.
Yes, sir, you are audible now.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you.
Dr. Jackson is in the house.
Hello, scholars. Good evening and good morning, good afternoon to everyone. I want to apologize for being late. My village people are on my laptop as we are speaking. So I'm doing everything to send them away, please. You bear with me for some few minutes. Let me see what is really happening.
Yeah, Dr. Saka.
Hello?
Yes, so please, when Dr. Jackson is done, you can introduce him, but he has been able to sign in. Just a moment, and then you will introduce him.
There's echo from your side, President. Hello? Work on your sound. Okay. Can I go ahead and introduce our speaker, right?
Please hold on a minute. Please hold on a minute.
All right, all right.
Okay, Dr. Saka, you can go ahead, please.
Thank you. Dear members, African scholars, I want to take this chance to welcome you to this talk. Our speaker tonight is Dr. Jackson. Is it Nko or whatever?
Yeah, no, it's okay. It's okay.
Yes, so I'll use Dr. Jackson. He's the pioneer vice president of OAD Global for Central Africa and a member of OAD Global Resident Think Tank. That's the body that midwifed the emergence of OAD Global. He is an environmental scientist whose work bridges soil chemistry, microbiology, and plant physiology. Dr. Jackson is bringing us this training based on what he knows well. He has published over 70 papers with more than 1,900 citations and H-index of 26. His review on antibiotics in soil was designated by Web of Science as both a highly cited paper and a hot paper, a distinction earned by fewer than 0.1% of papers. His research work integrates multi-omics and machine learning to tackle soil degradation, pollution, and sustainable agriculture. He is a former CAS-PIFI postdoctoral fellow and CAS-TWAS President's PhD fellow, and was named Best Graduating PhD Student at UCAS. May we pay attention as we listen to the conversation. I'll welcome our president to say one or two and officially welcome Dr. Jackson. Thank you very much.
Thank you, my brother. Good evening, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this session. Before we proceed, I would like our president to say something.
Hello, my neighbors. I bring us some very warm greetings. I'm very much excited to be with us today and to participate in the ongoing training. It's been a very good experience getting ready for this and finally coming to this place to begin to implement the engagement scenario. I remember when I was in the undergraduate, I hope I'm very clear. Okay.
Yes, yeah.
Yes, Mr. President, we can get you.
I remember when I was doing my undergraduate studies, we used to type our thesis with typewriter. It's unfortunate that the meeting is already full. We can only accommodate 100 people, and we're already hundreds. Those who are not able to join, I guess they'll be able to get to join the live stream on YouTube. So when I was on undergraduate studies, we used to type our thesis with typewriter, but now it's no longer possible. In fact, one vice chancellor got into the school at that time and just suddenly stopped the process of using typewriter for for typing, and it happened just suddenly. And that's the same thing we are seeing for artificial intelligence. The arrival of artificial intelligence makes it very clear that just like people at a certain time had to begin to type with computers, laptops, desktops, and could no longer use typewriters, began to use computers. That's how it's going to be, that in the next few years, in fact, next few months, even right now, anybody who is not yet using AI to facilitate research is already lagging behind. And we are taking the bull by the horns. According to existing data and statistics, many African researchers are not really leveraging AI yet to advance their research activities. Of course, AI will not mean that one hands over their agency or hand over their own brain activities, but then to speed up and facilitate what's going on, to leverage the tool to advance our productivity. So we're very much excited as we're welcoming Dr. Jackson today. It makes me very glad to see him, because I remember when OAD was starting, we were having meetings literally every day for over 6 months. Many times the meeting would extend into the next day. And I'm happy that today we are still working together and driving things forward. So, ladies and gentlemen, my neighbors, I'm very much excited as I join you to also participate today and to learn, welcoming Dr. Jackson to bring us the content that we're working with. Please, if you're not yet on any, if you're doing a PhD and you're not yet on any OAD group, hopefully before the end, you remember to let us know. And also remember that before this meeting ends, it's important for you to sign attendance. We're going to provide a link where you can put in your attendance, because not necessarily everybody who registered may attend. We'll also find out from those who are on YouTube. Please, if you're on YouTube participating right now, we will send a link later. Please ensure to provide your attendance through there, and we'll be able to work forward with you as we provide the certificates later on. So please, Dr. Jackson, over to you. Welcome to take over. Sorry, it's like Dr. Jackson went off. Let me confirm with him. I was just finishing and we lost him. All right, so I just admitted Dr. Jackson, one of the slots, just one slot remaining. Please, Dr. Jackson, are you back on? Hello, Dr. Jackson, are you back on?
I am very sorry, distinguished scholars. My village people don't want me to give this talk because we have been planning this program for close to 3 months now, and I have not been able to prepare a befitting PowerPoint for this program. This morning, I spoke to the president and I told him, Mr. President, I don't even know what I'm going to present here today, because the title itself, AI in Research, Practical Session, is very beautiful. And if the PowerPoint is short of anything, then it will not speak well of us. Because I remember back then, 2020, when OAD was being conceived and presented to the world, we were convinced that it is going to be the biggest thing out of Africa yet. And 6 years on, we are here. I can't count the number of times I have been on the verge of saying, I give up. Let me just go back home and forget about this OAD thing and then live like a normal citizen. But each time we see the events unfold in the world, we realize that we have to work towards becoming better versions of ourselves, making a better home for our children, because the future will not be a playground. We have seen how difficult it is for us to integrate into different societies. Why not fix our home, or why not build something that will serve not just us, but generations to come? That's why OAD is here. So without much delay, I will proceed with why we are here today. Let me share my screen. Okay. Okay. Please, am I audible enough?
Yes, sir.
Yes, you are.
Okay. We are here today because of AI. Since the advent of AI, a lot of things have been happening at an unprecedented rate. And to be sincere, or from my own observation, Africa is still behind in the race of AI. The best we can do is educate ourselves, our people, our children, that AI is here to stay. I remember back then, please, I am not attacking any man of God or anything. I'm just saying based on observation and based on what they said. Back then, I remember one popular Nigerian preacher, Chris Oyakilome. He was busy telling people, don't subscribe to these things. The Internet of Things. This is straight from the Marine Kingdom. Don't subscribe. And it became worse during the COVID period. Don't subscribe to the vaccine mandates. These things contain chips through AI, Internet of Things, that will be injected into your system and they will monitor you and they will control you. It is from the Marine Kingdom, it is from the devil, and so on and so forth. Here we are today. We are seeing it for ourselves. I don't know what visions he got, but hey, I don't have such eyes. I believe what physical in the physicality, and this is AI. Everything has been, permit me to say it in pidgin, they will say it back home. Everything has been somersaulted such that you who wasn't following the trend of AI, you're far behind. So as researchers, we are trying as much as we can to fit into our own little space. And today we are going to look at how AI can be used for our research purposes and peer review. There are so many ways. I was confused all through on how to put this together, but well, I just said, let me put up something and then we do with what we have. So please, later on, you could watch this content and other contents through our WeChat channel so that it will help you in the process of writing your manuscript, reviewing, editing, and so on and so forth. Deciding on what to do, you can have a look or rewatch and then decide which part you want to choose for yourself. I am Nko Jackson, a Cameroonian, a soil and environmental chemistry scientist, presently at Shenzhen University. Research has never been easy. Research has never been easy for us growing scientists, and most especially from Africa. And with all the numerous roadblocks and disadvantages that we grew up with, we needed to be the best to be able to navigate the rough waters of being excellent at what you do, feeding your family, back home, and for those who have families in China, feeding both families and still being the best. So while the trend changed, we had to adapt to be able to produce those results consistently and without, most importantly, without compromising ethics along the way. So for this webinar, we are going to look at two perspectives rather. First is the general perspective of using AI in research. We'll look at literature review, pre-review. If you already have a manuscript, you can do a pre-review before sending it out. How to address a rebuttal letter when your manuscript comes back for revision. How can you use AI in teaching your students? Ethics in using AI to rewrite a manuscript for you, and so on and so forth. Then the second perspective would be a researcher's perspective. Here, we are going to do hands-on using DeepSeek as a main model. Now, let's look at the general perspective. I want, first of all, for us to ask ourselves, do you feel guilty when using AI for research? Because this is a question, this is a scenario that will affect your output, will affect how much work you put into revising or editing what you get from AI. Because AI is not here to do the work for you, no. AI is here to guide you to do a better version of the work you have been doing. Therefore, for you to be able to make a maximum use of the tool, you must first of all understand the foundation of your research, of your study, and what you want to do in the first place. It is true that not at all times we might not have the perfect idea, but at least have a foundation, so that if you're writing a prompt and the AI gives you a response, you will be able to judge whether it is true or false, or it is exaggerated. This helps us avoid scenarios where you make unfounded claims, believing it is true because AI has access to all the data that you don't. Please, that's one important aspect. Now, so while we are doing this, I would like us to take some time and respond 1 to 5. Just drop your comment, your numbers within the chat box. Number 1, if you are using, indicate your numbers within the chat box. 1, not guilty, is just a 2. 2, slightly guilty. 3, neutral. 4, guilty. 5, very guilty, feels like cheating. Now, we might not know this, but AI is already in our everyday life. From literature search, peer review process, writing, education, and everything else, even in Kung Fu. So AI is playing football now. All the robots that are using AI, they are playing for that. I hope some of you watched the Chinese New Year celebration. AI was somersaulting and doing serious backflips. And I think last week, they were even at the American Got Talent show. They performed exceptionally well. It tells you that everyone's job is in trouble, even the dancers. So please, you must make do with the realities of our time. Now, the question is not if you should use it. It is how to use it without losing ethical foundations. So within this short period of time, we are going to have 7 concrete ethical uses. For example, cases where you can use it ethically. We could also get ideas on how to make copy-paste prompts for each task that we want to do. And we also learn how to decide whether we can make a decision tree for how we will use this tool. Still within the general perspective, AI is the second brain for literature review. Now, back then, before you do a literature review, you have to have access to a lot of articles. Imagine you need to read 200 articles by scanning the abstract first to decide which suits the criteria of your study. It means you have 200 articles to read. How long do you think it will take you if you're a slow reader? A very long time. And sometimes you might even miss certain things. Maybe the language is not very clear for you to pick out certain limitations, certain important aspects, or certain gaps in the literature, or where certain things that the author of some articles pointed out as a limitation of their study, or something that they did not do. Sometimes you miss this while trying to jumble through this huge amount of literature. And the worst is that using keywords search within Web of Science, Science Direct, and even Scopus or Google Scholars, you end up having millions of articles with about hundreds, thousands of them which do not fit within the context of your study. So the question is, do you download all these millions for your study when you don't even have time to go through 100 a month? How then do you streamline this? AI is here to help you do this. Now, if you want to do a literature review, you can go to the Web of Science. You download, let's say you download 15,000 references, not the article, just the titles, the reference, through using the Excel tool or the text tool. You spend maybe one day just for downloading 20,000 article titles and abstract from Web of Science. Now, you can put all of this into one Excel file. You can put all of them into one Excel file, or one text file, or one CSV file, and upload into any AI tool of your choice, and tell them, hey, I want to do this study. This is a list of references that I have. Please scan them for me and select those that fit this particular narrative. Within seconds, if the AI is too slow, within minutes, you have a select list of references that suit what you want to do. You get those ones and then you start focusing on them. Your work has been cut into, let me say, 1/3 already. Now, this tells you that AI can scan 50 plus abstract in just 30 seconds, extract specific claims, flag direct contradictions, and then identify areas that have not been studied where you can focus on. But however, we need to know this, which is part of the ethical concerns. Can AI judge quality or methodology of those articles? The answer is no, unless you give it the right prompts, unless you take your time first to say, okay, for these articles, I want you to focus on methodology, look at it and evaluate limitations or progress or things that were not properly reported. This can be done, but how much time do you think you will need to follow all these prompts for each manuscript and for each section? Too much time. Thus, that's why we say AI cannot judge quality or methodology on the first instance. But when everything is streamlined, you can start looking at AI improving quality and so on for each manuscript that you rate. Now, Over the years, I've learned that AI is not just a tool. AI is my senior colleague. If you some of my chat with DeepSeek, if you see some of them, you laugh because I treat the tool like my professor, because I know that within my field, my professor is miles ahead of me. He sees things that I will not even dream of picking. He can just take an Excel sheet of thousands of data and just scan through, and then he already tells you where you will have abnormalities, or he'll tell you that, okay, this kind of data will give you this trend like this. He already sees that. That even no matter how complex the data is, that's how AI is. So I equate him to my professor. Therefore, when I want to speak, when I want to address a particular concern, I go with respect. Please, could you, I have difficulties. Can you, this is something I have. I want to do this. How do you think I should proceed? Clear mind. Prompts, you can go online and copy prompts, but it will not serve you the way it should from first principle. I believe most of us did maths way back in secondary school and high school. When you want to solve differential equation or integration, there is always the foundation where they say first, you solve from first principles, right? You always solve from first principle, and then you can, when you understand the first principle, you can move to other methods, which are far easier and better. That is what you should do when you're using an AI tool. Forget about all the prompts that people have created. Oh, this prompt will give you the best answer. No, you become better. You get better results with whatever AI tool you use, depending on how frequent you use the tool, how comfortable you become, and how admirable you are of that tool. It should be part of you. I know people compare different tools, AI tools. They tell you ChatGPT 5 is better than DeepSeek, or DeepSeek is this, Claude is better at this. Of course, because that's what they are comfortable with. But every day, every time, sincerely, from my own perspective, from my own experience, for over 3 years now, I'll tell you any day, anytime I'll wake up, I'll pick DeepSeek. Because I have the time to do the other parts of the work, which I think DeepSeek could not be better at. Now, we'll look at two tools for here, this our session. I just selected DeepSeek and Elicit. These are two AI tools that serve different purposes, right? Now, Elicit is specialized search engine, and it has advantage over DeepSeek in that it is connected to most of the scientific databases. That means it gets real-time references. As the references are updated, it gets them. It means that it can give you a reference that is released today. But DeepSeek does not function like that. For example, DeepSeek is a model that was trained on data that were accessed at a particular time. For example, the most recent data for DeepSeek is the cutoff is May 2025. It means that all articles prior to May 2025, DeepSeek can give you their references accurately, tell you what they are about, and then do the work for you. If you want to do a live literature review, that is why you hear some people complaining at times, oh, DeepSeek gives me fake references. Of course, it can happen. That happens when an AI tool hallucinates. That's what they say hallucinate. It hallucinates and creates references based on what exists, based on its memory. So therefore, if it hallucinates and picks a picks a reference that does not actually exist, it will create one to fit that narrative. Now, this is where it gets tricky. If you, as a researcher, you don't take time to verify your references, you will go ahead and submit those placeholder references to journals who will later on flag it as, oh, these references don't exist. During the early years of AI, we learned about this a lot. Maybe authors will write a manuscript and realize later on, when they are already published, other authors will say, oh, about 25% of these references don't exist. Not because they created it, it's because they use AI. Before AI was even popular, they used AI and those references were not there. You see, that's it. Now, where AI is where DeepSeek is powerful, more powerful than Elicit, is that AI DeepSeek can process full text manuscripts, whether PDF, Excel, Microsoft Word, and whatever version of document that you insert into AI. DeepSeek, it can read it for you, summarize it for you, analyze and reason and do all these beautiful things. And for those who are studying in Chinese, DeepSeek is exceptionally powerful in Chinese. Exceptionally powerful in Chinese. So we'll move ahead from here. So we have compared these two theoretically. Now, let's look at one scenario where we can actually judge these two articles, these two models. I've created two prompts here. Find papers on social media adolescent depression, extract claim, direction, and say whether they are yes, no, or mixed with respect to the results of the article, effect size, and contradictions between papers. Now, the second prompt now is more broad, where I give more details, how I want the AI tool to present the result for me. For example, the same question is, does social media use cause depression in adolescents between ages 10 to 19? Find peer review papers, and for each paper, provide author and year. Main conclusion as yes, causal effect found, no, null effect, or mixed conditional effect. Once one sentence direction with size effect, e.g. social media causes depression, you give the significance level. Evidence strength, strong, moderate, or weak. Contradiction, which other paper it contradicts or reconcile if it resolves a contradiction. Qualifies it if it does add a condition. Now, I address the output as markdown table with exactly these columns. I say, okay, present your the results in a tabular form with author, conclusion, direction, effect size, evidence base, and this. We can get this prompt. Let's do this one live. Okay, I will exit my PowerPoint now so that we just take, please, did we all create accounts on DeepSeek and and Elicit? Hello? Are we here?
Yes, we are here.
Okay, so
Yes.
I'm now on DeepSeek. Please, okay, I will paste that prompt. I will use both prompts. I'll put both prompts on DeepSeek. Okay, on DeepSeek and ELISeek. This is prompt number one, prompt number two rather, the most detailed prompt. I'll paste it on DeepSeek so that we see the output. Now, okay, I'll add something on the prompt. Author, okay. The author here is there. I wanted to change it to references. So the author and the year will be added. So I'll paste this prompt on DeepSeek. Let's see the answer, what we'll get. Okay. This is the result from DeepSeek. Okay. DeepSeek says, the body of peer-reviewed evidence on this question has grown significantly in recent years, moving beyond simple correlations to explore directionality, underlying mechanisms, and conditional effects. The selected studies below, all published between 2022 and 2016, 2026, represent the current state of high-quality longitudinal and meta-analytical research on this topic. Please, I'm getting some echo effect. Mr. Host, can we solve that problem?
Is this too good now?
Okay.
Is it okay?
Yes, I think it's better now.
Okay.
Okay. Now this is the table outlay of the response by DeepSeek. So you see, it followed the instruction I gave it: the author, the conclusion, the direction with size, effect, evidence, strength, contradiction, right up to the letter. And then it gives you, for example, look at this. That is Liu et al. 2022. It gives you the link to the study. We can click this and see if it takes us to the study. Okay, that's a work on a government websites, maybe a blog written by one NGO or so. So, okay, yeah, okay. Time spent on social media and risk of depression in adolescents, a dose-response meta-analysis. The authors, Ming-Li Liu, 2022, published 2022, International Journal of Environmental Research and Public Health. We see the article exists. That's it. Evidence, number one. Now, for the next is the same thing. Social media use as a predicator of positive and negative effects. That's Polite, Con et al. 2024. This is another one by Farsi. If you go down, this is how you verify it. Sometimes you just need to copy you also ask the AI tool to list make a full list of references at the end of everything that they generate for you. So you just copy, go to your Mendeley and search for it there. If it's not on Mendeley, you search it directly on Google. Once you get the references, you input it into Mendeley. So these are the results. Now, this is a study 2025. Now, like we said, DeepSeek is being updated with time because it does not have access to on the spot released data. So each time new data are released, they need to extend its memory by training it on those new data. So this is, let's take 2025. This is from the National Institute of Health. There, let's look at the 2026 and see if it actually exists. It means that it has been updated right up to 2026. Good. This is a 2026 study on the social networking site use, depressive and anxiety symptoms in adolescents. It's by Springer. And the author is Shen, 2026. That's the evidence base. It tells you all you need to know. So DeepSeek can actually do the work. You are the one to give it the right prompts. Even with the laziest of prompts. Oh, I want to do this on the adolescent effect on youth. Can you propose how such a study can be designed? You will get it. You will get it. And then you start refining from there. You start refining from there. This is evidence from DeepSeek. Now let's look at Elicit. Now we can still ask DeepSeek to develop this into a proper introduction, journal-friendly introduction. Let me type it while we go to Elicit. Please develop a literature review for this line of study. Say, please develop a literature review outline. Okay, let's use an outline. You propose to us how we'll do a literature review for this question that we have asked. Okay, this is the outline. Let's go to Elicit and see the response from Elicit. Okay, yeah, this one I created this morning. I pasted the same type of response. The same prompt I used on DeepSeek. This is the response we have for from Elicit. You see, we also have author, and these are the sources of the study. You see Liu. The first author we had on DeepSeek is Liu et al. 2022. This is Liu et al. Now, let's compare the claim. Elicit says the claim is mixed. Okay, let's look at what DeepSeek gave us. Liu et al. 2022. DeepSeek said conclusion is yes, evidence is strong. Okay, conclusion is yes, evidence is strong. But Elicit gave us one response. Elicit said it is mixed. And effect size says high time on social media was associated with depression. But one thing both studies agreed on were meta-analysis with longitudinal data. Sample size 21 cross-section and 5 longitudinal section. Let's look at the sample size from here. Okay, 26 studies. Okay, 26, the same here, 26, that's 21, 25. So you see that while DeepSeek goes a step further to give you, to actually analyze the data from what they got, Elicit can only give you a summary of the data. They don't go further. That means you cannot use this particular model, this particular AI model to actually develop a literature, a review, or develop your manuscript, or if you have data that you want to analyze, this Elicit cannot do that job for you. But DeepSeek can do all. So DeepSeek, we can say DeepSeek is an all-purpose platform. Now, let's look at the second part where we have said, okay, please give us a literature outline for this study, DeepSeek. This is actually proposed. We have the introduction, where they gave us a background, a problem statement, objectives, and actually outline how we can target each section. Method, give you the search strategy, the inclusion criteria, analytical approach, studies reporting a causal effect, and so on and so forth.
Sorry, Dr. Jackson?
Yes.
Yes, can we confirm if they're able to do what you're doing? They're able to reproduce it at their end?
Okay. Please, are we following?
Are you able to replicate what he's doing? Is there any
We are
question?
following, but having the prompt that he's using would have made it better.
Oh, the prompt. Yeah, okay. Let me share the prompt in the chat, please. I'm really sorry about that. Okay. Okay, the prompt is in your search box now. Okay, you can just copy this prompt and paste in any both systems. So while we're on that, I'll before I paste the next prompt, I'll send it to you too, so that you check. Okay. Anyone who gets, let me go back to the first prompt for DeepSeek so that anyone who gets it, we can. Okay, any progress? Oh, you cannot copy from the chat box?
No, we
Okay,
cannot copy. We cannot copy.
okay.
Oh, you want
Please, is it only one person who is facing that challenge of copying or everybody else?
me too, I cannot copy.
I've not been able to copy.
So for me also.
Okay, please let me create a Word document for that, please. I'm really sorry.
I'm surprised. Why am I able to copy?
Me, I don't know how to copy it.
Why?
Prezo, please paste it for me in my WeChat, please. Saidu talking.
that would be. I don't know. Maybe let me post on the group.
Okay.
Dr. Jackson, is that okay to post on the group?
Yes. That's better. Just post on the group if they can get it directly from there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That I'm posting the one you. Anyway, you see the one I've posted. Let me. What they call it?
He's in
Prompt.
class. Hey. He's.
She sent your picture that I'm in class.
Okay,
So-
I have I've posted on one of the groups. I'm sending to other groups right now. I hope.
Can't wait for the next event.
Yes, we can go bowling.
And for those who may not be on the groups, I don't know what we can do for them. And there are people on YouTube, but I hope they can find it on the group.
Can you use the mailing list? Is it something you can do once? If there's
No, our mailing list at the moment goes in batches, so it won't.
Okay.
Yeah, it won't reach everybody immediately.
Okay.
We're upgrading to be able to get to everybody immediately. Um, okay, yeah. Maybe if a friend is in the meeting, can share with a friend inbox, but I've
The
shared them
link will
across
help
the
them.
groups.
Maybe exactly. Those that invite them can help.
Yes, please. I've shared it across the groups. And maybe
Okay.
Dr. Jackson, you can also send Word document. Maybe that may work, like you mentioned.
Yeah, if I don't want to risk opening a Word document at the moment, because if I do,
Okay.
yeah, since my system was already, my village people were already in my system. I don't want to.
Someone
All right,
has already shared a Word document in the chat.
let me try. Okay, you want somebody gonna help with Word document?
Yeah,
Okay,
someone
yeah.
has already done that.
Okay,
excellent.
okay. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Right. So please, yeah.
I said it. You see, the browser now too does not want to come back on. Oh my. Oh. Okay. Okay. Any progress? Please, I see a message, someone saying DeepSeek is not an open AI again.
Yes, somebody was asking a question whether DeepSeek is an OpenAI tool. So I provided a response that it's not.
Okay, okay.
Okay, I'm getting results. I can see Liu et al. 2022.
Yes, okay. Then you are on the right track.
Yeah. Dr. Jackson, please, did you post the second prompt already?
No. Just the first one.
Oh.
Just the first one.
Oh. Okay.
Yes. Please, you don't take the pro version. No. DeepSeek is free. Which DeepSeek are you using for which version? That's not DeepSeek now. That logo there is not for DeepSeek. Please, I see some this message is from Odot or Dutayo. I don't think you are
Yes,
using DeepSeek.
I just registered and I don't know. It's
Yeah, that's not DeepSeek. Just type deep,
oh,
DEEP, SEEK as one word.
DeepSeek is using a whalefish logo. Whalefish.
Yes, exactly.
okay.
You guys will bear with me again. My Microsoft browser is behaving like, how should I call it? Okay, I think we'll proceed from there, please. If we are, let me check on the 2025 study. Someone said they are only starting. If you're only starting from 2025, how many entries do you have on the table in total?
I don't know why mine started 2022 Liu et al. But
Yes.
I'm seeing about 8 entries.
Yes, 8 entry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
I'm seeing 8 entries for the table.
Yeah, mine is about 10. That's no big deal. When
Okay.
you enter the prompt on different systems and on different platforms, you might get that on different locations. You might get that. Now, the reason is that when, for example, if you're in on campus, right, your university might have a version of DeepSeek, a different version of DeepSeek compared to what you are using on your mobile or in your room and so on. So when you give the same prompt, the responses navigate towards the same solutions, but the amount of data generated might be a little bit different. So what you can do in such a case, for example, if you say you want to develop a comprehensive table of situations where authors have evaluated the effect of heavy metals on, or the absorption of heavy metal by plants, right? I might have 25 entries in my table and you have just 10. You can ask the AI to that the data you have, you think is smaller compared to what already exists. So you want more, they will ask. Okay. So if the responses you see actually exist, then there is more. You can ask the tool to add more of those. Okay. So I assume most of us have gotten something. So Otuya, you said yours is 8 starting from 2025. Okay, let me see. Now, if you are having that problem, you can go back, you can add, okay, you can ask the tool to revise the table starting from 2022. Revise the table starting from 2022 to 2026. Now, depending of if you want to do your study, say you want to say from 2020 to 2026, you can do that. It will give you a whole lot of other studies like that. So you can refine. That's how you keep refining your table, depending on how you want your data to look like, how you want, what duration you want to represent on your data. You can do that. Okay. Okay, we can proceed now, please. I believe everyone has gotten something. Mr. President, can we proceed now?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Yes, please.
Okay, that's great. Now, you see how it works. Now, when you generate your data like that, you need to actually sit down, go through the data, gain access to the original articles, make sure they exist, verify that they exist, scan the abstract. Because one thing I like about DeepSeek is when it's an article that it actually has full access over, it makes sure it reads both the abstract and all other sections before giving you the claim. And sometimes that is when the claim is not clear on the abstract, it goes through the extra mile to do that. But when if the claim is clear on the abstract, and then there is something that could be added, it will get it from other parts of the manuscript to add to the summary table that you want. Depending on how much data you want on the table, you can always refine that with a prompt. Oh, okay, this table seems sketchy. I want more explanation on the effect side. What caused that? What other suggestions or limitations did the authors indicate? All this with new prompt. Once the original table is generated, you can keep refining the table. Now we move forward. Ethical rules, which are non-negotiable. Always verify the original paper before citing. Always. That helps to eliminate the aspect of creating on existing citations. Keep a log of which claims came from AI versus human reading. That means this can be solved very easily. Once AI makes a claim and you see and cites an article, you verify and it is eliminated. Never claim AI read the paper for you before writing. No, this is so wrong at all levels. That's why you are there to make sure you reread the paper. AI only streamlines what is necessary for you so that you can spend time. Instead of you spending time to read everything, you know where to focus. The table that was generated, we already know that, okay, these are important for our work. Okay, you go now, you check the article, you don't spend time reading unnecessarily. You look for where such claims are coming from, look at the abstract. If it's not there, go to the results section, look at it, detailedly, and the conclusion. You will get your claim, and either you are confirming the citations, the summary given by the AI tool, or you're revising it to actually reflect what is inside the work. I have experienced this a lot of times where I have to come like, oh, this is wrong. Because when you give AI tools feedback, it helps them restructure their memory. It helps them I don't know how they call it in this the machine learning language or large model language. It helps them restructure them. They know how to fix that error themselves. So you just need to give them feedback. Oh, this claim is wrong. This paper does not actually say this. It says this. And immediately you say that and you cite the reference there, it will go back and reread that paper and tell you, oh, yeah. But if it is a contradictory claim, or if you want to test it to see, or take a claim that is actually correct and say, I think this claim is not true, it's not from this paper, please reread. If the claim is actually true and you were just testing it, it will read and give you evidence why it is true and why this author said this. It will actually tell you that, and then propose other studies that support that claim. Now, for a manuscript, always disclose if you use AI assistance in method section. Journals are always asking for this. If you use AI tools in any part of your work, but most often not tools for language revision and so on, or editing of your work. You don't need that. You don't need to cite say that. But if you use AI tool to streamline, for example, when you have a large data set, a large reference list, you can use the AI tool to select those references that best suits your the objective of your study, and that will answer the research question. Like I explained earlier, you can cite that, okay, we use AI tool for this. Then after the manuscript was prepared for final language editing and summarization, we used Springer Curie AI and DeepSeek for this. Simple. I think journals now have those structured text where you could just take and fit the AI tools that you use there. Now, the next part is the peer review simulator. We often write manuscripts, and after we have done a lot of experiments, a lot of data gathering, we hit our chest and say, I have done it. AI is here to simplify that process for you, assisting you to avoid the trouble nature of reviewer 2. Now, for AI to help you, your manuscript must be prepared following the journal formats. When everything is set and you believe that you are done, please. Okay. Okay. Thank you for that retraining. Yes. Now, please take some time to sign the attendance list, please, because with the attendance list, we'll be able to prepare the certificates of participation. Please take your time to sign the attendance list. Very important. Okay, now let's look at the peer review process. You submit to a journal and reviewer 2 tells you your manuscript is trash and blah, blah, blah. After all the time you spend, you become depressed and some people jump over the window and so on and so forth. AI is here to avoid all those things. After your manuscript is set, you can because we still have this at the back of our mind, all this AI tool, most especially the Chinese AI tool, they will steal our data, they will blah, blah, blah. So please remove your names, remove everything to identify yourself from the manuscript. Just leave the title and other parts of the work. Anything sensitive like patients, data, and so on, you can remove them. Keep only those things that are important to improve the quality of your manuscript. Now, go to DeepSeek can accept. Now we are focusing on DeepSeek because we have seen that DeepSeek can do all of those things. DeepSeek can accept Word document, PDF documents, Excel files, text files, and so on and so forth. So you upload your manuscript. Either you upload it as one of those 5 versions, or you copy the entire Control-A, copy all the manuscript, and you paste in the text box of DeepSeek, and you click enter. But please, before you click enter, make sure the prompts, what you want the AI tool to do, comes first, then your manuscript, the content of your manuscript comes second, and then you paste. Everything goes smoothly. AI can become a method reviewer if you want just to review you revise your methods, the theory of your work, construct the validity or the missing frameworks, and so on. Propose statistic review, statistics methods, and how to do them. If you give it access to your data, you input some of part of your data into it and say, okay, look at this data, which kind of statistical analysis could you propose for this manuscript? It will give you, and if you don't know how to do it, don't bother. Ask DeepSeek. DeepSeek will tell you how to do it. And if you are scared of using Python, tell DeepSeek that, okay, I don't know how to use Python or R. I want to use Excel for this analysis. DeepSeek will give you directives on how to use Excel to run your data, to do the graph that you want, whatever. But mind you, if your data is huge, you will not be able to do it on Excel. So you need to go to R. Don't be scared. DeepSeek will tell you how to ask the right question. They'll tell you how to move from one step to another. They'll generate the codes for you, how to run it. If you run and you have error, copy the error message and paste, and then they'll give you what to do next. As simple as, I'm not a coder, but trust me, I can do beautiful meta-analysis. Yes, beautiful codes. I can beat my chest and I know how to write codes now because of DeepSeek. So you must not be a coder to do anything nowadays. That's why AI is here. Even the coders themselves use AI agents and AI tools to write codes to program other AI. So that's the life we are living now. However, make the final decision. Make the final decision. Once you have a final manuscript, ask opinions from other colleagues. This is very important. It helps keep the human nature of your work alive. Now, for the peer review simulator, but I just use this prompt as examples. Like I said earlier, you become better as you keep typing from first principle, what is in you, what you actually think you want to do. For example, you want to review only your methods, you can tell the DeepSeek to act as a method reviewer for that journal. Critique this method section for randomized procedure, blinding, power analysis, and so on and so forth. You can act as theory reviewer, statistics reviewer, and so on. We already explained this above. These are the different persona that DeepSeek or any AI tool, large model tool can, large language model tool can do. Now, assuming our work has gone for review and it came back with a lot of insults from reviewer 2 and so on, and you are so emotional. I can remember a number of times when I was doing my PhD, when my work go out for review and it comes back, some other reviewer say, oh, major revision and so on. But there's one reviewer there who always tells me, this is chaotic. The manner of writing is like, so you need a thorough English, native English speaker to go through this manuscript again. Then the sense is not flowing. The sense is not there. So you need all these things gives a lot of emotions where you could respond to the reviewer harshly and spoil your chances of that manuscript being accepted. Because that is the politics in academia. You respecting your supervisor as the chief of your village, and then you respecting reviewer too as the supreme overseer of your entire tribe. That's how it works. No matter how right you may be, but that's how it works. Look for a way to keep emotions aside and then appease their ego. AI can help you to disconstruct from that emotional facts and then draft a professional evidence-based rebuttal letter. And this can be done by you just simply uploading the manuscript into the tool. Once the manuscript is uploaded, upload the reviewer's comment and say, please, this manuscript was gone for review. This is at the comments. Propose corrections based on the comments on this manuscript and how we can move from the correction to response, the response to reviewer questions and comments. It does all that for you. Draft the letters. Now, be mindful. When the AI does corrections on your manuscript, don't just copy the entire thing and paste inside. No. For if it says, okay, the reviewer says this part, the rationale is not clear, revise to this or change this, make a better rationale. Ask the AI tool first to identify the section of your manuscript for the rationale and revise the rationale that you originally stated with respect to the entire manuscript. The AI will do that, read the entire manuscript, get an idea of the manuscript, and then refine your rationale. It's not putting something new. It will refine the rationale that you originally have for the manuscript with respect to your results, respect to your limitations, and respect to the null hypothesis that function or did not function. And all of this will give you a refined rationale. You go through the rationale and see if it fits. Then you can copy it, revise it to suit your taste, and then you paste it where the reviewer wanted, the line number and so on and so forth. You can paste there. Now, if the reviewer asks you that your introduction is too long, you should summarize it. Don't bother. Okay, DeepSeek, the introduction needs to be summarized to this. They will revise the language. Most often, it's just a matter of repetition. So they can summarize it and then you move from there. So that also needs a prompt. And I always say these prompts are just example. You always need to do it as you feel at that moment. What runs over, even if your language is horrible as mine, or your French is bad, just paste it there. The DeepSeek will do that. You understand what you want and then do it. Then you can start modifying your prompt as you go on with respect to what you want. Now, DeepSeek in teaching. I think we have wasted a lot of time on this part one. DeepSeek in teaching. You can also use DeepSeek in your class or any AI tool model to teach your students. Most especially critiquing their work. You can use it for critiquing their work. It's very important. Okay, all the prompts, please. I will create a Word file for the prompts. I will share the prompt, but I think these prompts are just generic. They're not specified to any particular thing. They're just generic. So I will share some examples of how prompts should look like. Then you'll be able to modify it to whatever you want. But we'll do some further hands-on experience later on to revise how to paste your manuscript for revision and so on. So okay, these are all things that we can use AI for. Even like I said, for class work, your students you can give them assignment to review the literature, and then you ask them to revise, review a manuscript, a published article rather. They review the article, do their review, take their review, and then send the review to AI to critique the manuscript for the students. Now, the students' manuscript will be critiqued. You take the criticism, you give it to the students so that they can revise their work. So this is okay because you are not evaluating the original paper against the student's work. You are evaluating the student's own writing, right? And the student is the one who's actually doing the work. This could be maybe if you have a 50-minute class, they can write a short essay in class and then you critique based on something that you have taught them, and then you use the tool to critique it. You are showing them how to use the tool, not that they just take and put and then get the answer and then submit. No. Tell them that the best way to use AI is for them to write and then give the AI to help them criticize and improve on it. That's a very ethical way to go about using AI in classroom and helping students understand how they can use AI in their research. Okay. We are going to a researcher's perspective. Now, please, before we proceed, you should scan the codes, follow the channel, and so on, so that we can, so that you can get access to the materials and then other important videos that we have done before. Now, I want us to develop a review article using DeepSeek. This is, I copied this from Ecological Engineering Journal, Science Direct. This is a call for paper. Now, the special issue is the deadline for the special issue is 30th September. Innovative nature-based solutions. They said this special issue invites contribution focused on recent advances in nature-based solutions for the mitigation of pollution and restoration of aquatic ecosystem with a strong emphasis on treatment wetlands. Topics include the design, modeling, and so on and so forth. Let's ask DeepSeek to help us develop an outline for this special issue so that if possible, we can use it to create our review article and see how we go from there. This is a science-based project. So for those who are not in this feedback, please just bear with us. We are not leaving you aside. It's just a method. We want to see how we can use it. So I can close my elicit now because I will no longer need it. Okay. So you see, first thing I do first is, this is what I want. This is the original message. Then I'll paste my prompt now. My prompt comes before the content of the message that I want DeepSeek to refer to and then create that. So I'll also paste this in the group for those who can copy, please copy and share. Okay. I pasted the prompt and the message together. So you just copy that and paste on your DeepSeek. Now I'm giving DeepSeek the command. Now it is giving me the literature review outline. Please do the same on your end. Please, and those who, please, Mr. President, okay, I will share in the group. Let me share too in the groups. Okay, I've shared some in the WeChat groups. For those who cannot, those who can, please share a Word file or a text file in the Zoom group so that we all can follow. Okay. Are we proceeding?
Please kindly share. Please kindly share it. We cannot see it in the group yet, in the WeChat group.
No, I've shared them in the WeChat group.
I've already shared a Word document in the chat.
Okay, I also shared them in the WeChat group, please.
Dr. Jackson,
Yes.
it seems that what is shared on the WeChat group is a special issue called by Ecological Engineering Journal. Is that what you intended to
Yeah,
share?
that's the prompt. That's the prompt.
Okay.
Yes, that's the prompt.
Okay.
Because this is a special issue called by Ecological Engineering Journal, propose a review outline that addresses the specific needs requirements of the call. So
Okay.
here our aim is to let's develop a review article with DeepSeek. Okay, we start by first asking the tool to propose an outline for us.
Okay.
President, please, could you please reshare? I think I cannot locate it here.
In the group?
You mean the prompt?
Yes. Concerning this new call for paper, I couldn't locate it.
Okay, I'm sharing.
Also check your chat, please.
Okay. I just shared it again. Maybe you can find it.
I think Dr. Mohammed shared a Word document, a file here on Zoom. So we can use that as well.
Please, could you share which are the QR code can we scan and join the group? The new one.
So, sorry, please. The groups. Which group do you mean, please? OAD group?
Which are the group? Which are the group? for anyone who can join there.
The groups are all gone beyond what you can join. You just connect with me on WeChat, and then let me confirm if you can be invited. Let me send my WeChat on the group in the chat here. Is that okay? Can you hear me?
Yes.
That's
Okay,
okay.
That's my WeChat ID. Dr. Jackson, are you on?
Yes, I'm on. Please.
Okay. Okay.
Any progress from our end?
Yes, there are.
Yes, it has developed it for me.
Okay, good. So from
Yes,
my
it
end,
did come up with the
yeah. So if you've seen my screen, you have
proposal.
a literature review outline, special issue, innovation based, ecological engineering review framework alignment. This outline is structured to address the 4 thematic pillars of the special issue core: design, modeling, monitoring, and this carbon and nutrient cycling, microbial and molecular insight, integration of AI, intensified technology, and so on and so forth. Now it proposes a title: treatment wetlands as nature-based solution for aquatic ecosystem restoration, a critical review of design optimization, pollutant removal mechanisms, and emerging technology. Now, the beautiful thing is sometimes, please, depending on where, like I told you earlier, depending on where you're typing from, sometimes you request for an outline, it just gives you the outline without doing all this preliminary work first, right? But you can go ahead and say, okay, develop this section, it develops it properly. And sometimes if you give it your target journal, it prepares the references based on your target journal. If not, it might just use generic references styles. Now here, it already gives you an abstract. From my end, I have a proposed abstract, 250 words already. Does any of you have an abstract too? Come again, I did not get you.
Yes.
Abstract?
Okay, then
Yes,
that's
I have the
good.
abstract.
Okay, so then now you go to the introduction section. You see that it just outlines how your introduction should look like. Gives you a proposal point by point forms and how you should present the introduction and so on and so forth. Give the scope and objective, review methodology, and so on. Now, section 2, it tells you, it breaks down section 2 into different sections and gives you the core aspect of different parts of the work, how what they are supposed to target and how they should be presented. It tells you everything. So if you go down, we'll see that for this review, we have up to how many chapters? Yes, good. Okay, we have 8 chapters, including the conclusion and references, 9. So appendix, it gives you appendix mapping to special issue core requirements. So it gives you a breakdown that, okay, this one touches this one touches the different sections. Now you see that this is very a very broad review because I copied the call of that for that special issue so that it gets the detail of what the call is all about. But if in a situation where I just said, okay, I want a meta-analysis that deals only with nature-based solution for wetland, specifically carbon and nitrogen cycling, it would have been something else. It would have given you a simpler version. But since I want the the review to touch every aspect of that call, to improve the innovation of that work. That is why we have something like this. And it even gives you notes for the author, evidence synthesis approach. So it says the outline uses a contradiction reconciliation logic similar to the social media review you provided earlier, but adapted for engineering evidence, where contradictions appear as conflicting removal efficiency claims over mechanistic debates. You see, based on our previous discussion, right, it uses that logic to develop this new review that we want. That is how these tools work. So if I want to avoid such a flow based on our previous discussion, I just need to open a new chat. I open a new chat, and then I start. If I want to start a new research in a different direction, I do that with a new chat. That's how everything will go on. So your AI system becomes better, or you get better results with how you use your tool and how you become used to it. I see someone saying their output is less than that. And someone says the prompt is not in a Word document sent. Please check. Okay, so generally this is it, and your results will be based on where I said it earlier, where you're writing from, which are you writing from your school internet system, or you're using your phone. The responses will be a little bit different. It's also different when I'm working from home, but I definitely home, it will need me to ask multiple of time, give multiple of prompt to refine the result. But rather than, because there are different versions of DeepSeek, please let's not be carried away. There are different versions of DeepSeek. If you are using your school DeepSeek on the school internet, right, be sure that you are using the most advanced version of DeepSeek. Definitely, you have the most advanced results. So that's how it works. And now, look at this. We don't have any references yet. I will want to proceed. Can I proceed? Let's develop just the introduction for now. Are we there?
Yes, please go ahead, sir.
Okay. Okay, notes for the audio. Yeah, you might not have, like I said, depending on where you're working from, you might not have all the different sections and your DeepSeek version, please. At this moment, I'm on campus. I'm still in my office, so I definitely and I'm in Shenzhen. You know what that means. So I'm swimming in the wave of DeepSeek. Yeah, so, okay. Now, for us to develop the first part, just simply, you don't need to say anything spectacular. Just say, please develop the introduction following the journal style. Okay? Citations should be included. Citation should be included. Focusing on most recent, and citation should be included, focusing on most recent, and using human tone and journal. I'm making this language really, really awkward for a purpose. Tone and journal-friendly paragraphic formats. I am making this highly stupid for a purpose because when we are writing, when I want to type my prompt, I don't have time to start thinking about my native English formatting styles. So I need to just type the way I would think in my head. My thoughts are always crazy, so I just type it the way they are, and they will do the job. Okay. 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 So let's go back. Okay. Based on the introduction outline that it gave, it has developed it. Are we there?
Please, can I see your prompt again?
My prompt. Oh, sorry. Let me just send the prompt in the group. In the group chat, please. You don't need, just type. Okay. How is it going, guys?
We're done.
Yeah, it's going
fine.
It's going well. We got the result.
Okay.
Going well.
Okay. So now, if you please, 1 minute, I'm coming back to you guys. Okay, so now you see that we already have a beautiful introduction. Now if you were doing this for the work, you sit down, you go through the manuscript now carefully, looking at the claims, verifying against the references, I think the first reference here is European Environment Agency 2023, UNEP 2024. Those are the two first references. Global water shortages and blah, 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 the environmental claim 21st century, 50% of its water resources by 2050. Why water quality degradation is big. Now, it gives you the references for those claims as this. You can simply go down. You see that the introduction were discussed based on the outline it gave. So you can use that to confirm. Now you can, the references here are this. We have Urban Water Wastage European Economic Commission. That's the second reference 2024. We can check on that. Okay, this is it here. Urban Wastewater Environment European Commission. This is it. The second reference on here or here. This is both the first two references. In fact, the first three references. There they are. 2024, December 12, 2024. So that's how you confirm your references with DeepSeek. Just get from here, from the list, and then you compare. Now you can take your time. You go through your introduction very well, and you see introduction point 1.5. It gives you a literature search methodology. A systematic literature search was conducted using Web of Science, Scopus, and Science Direct databases for publications from 2020 through June 2026. Search items included combination of this, and that. So you see how different they are. So you get now this kind of prompt, and voila, you have your introduction. You take your time, you refine the introduction by reading through line by line, and then after, you move to the next section. You say, okay, now the introduction is here. If you're confirmed with the introduction, you verify your references and reviewed everything, you can move to the next section. You develop the next section. That's how you do your literature, you use AI tools, whether DeepSeek or Claude or whatever. You can use them to do your literature review following the same formats. Okay, so we can go now to the next. I don't know. So let me take from you guys. Are you satisfied with what you have from your own end?
Yes.
Okay.
So, yes.
Okay, then we're on the same page. So we can move to the next task. Next task, at least just to give you a heads up on how you should do your literature review with DeepSeek. That's it. So our next task is, let's develop a meta-analysis. This meta-analysis with DeepSeek. Okay. This one, let's assume you have gathered some data by going through the literature, right? You have for this particular case.
It's like you are back to class, you're back to hostel.
For this particular case,
I'm even so tired.
You can mute yourself, please. Okay, for this particular scenario, I have data on microplastic transport in porous media. Okay. Are we together?
Yes, we are. We're waiting for you to share the prompt.
Okay. But you guys don't have the data. This one will just do, because this one's now I
You
need
are
to
right.
Yes, I need to upload data, but I'm just giving you the general directive. If you have your data, this is the kind of things you should do. Okay. Like I mentioned earlier, a prompt is not a one-fit-all scenario. Give your prompt based on what you want to do and how you feel about it. Okay. When you have a result or when you have a response from your AI tool, you can always revise it. You can always revise it, please. So since I'll be uploading a data online, we'll just go ahead with this. We'll just observe and see what we get. Okay. So I'll go ahead now. This is the prompt is, this Excel sheet tables 1 to 4 detail the behavior of different micro and nanoplastic particles in porous media. It was compiled from different studies. Evaluate if this kind of data can be used for a meta-analysis, and if so, how do I proceed? Also propose an outline for the study, right? This prompt, I wrote this prompt assuming that I have never used R or Python before. I cannot effectively perform this analysis without actually knowing how to write any of the codes required. That's true. We all can agree on that. Because if you don't know Python or any other meta-analysis tool, you will not be able to run this, use your AI to use the tools to do that. So that's why we are here. Okay, so I'll just copy my prompt now. Yeah, I paste it inside. Now, I can just pick up the files. These are the files here, meta-analysis. These are the 4 Excel. I hope you can see my screen. These are the 4 Excel files. Okay, I'll just pick them up. You can also take the attachment icon there. Here we have an attachment here. You can just take it and then navigate to your folder. Now the files are uploading. Okay, all the Excel files have been uploaded successfully. Now I'll give. Okay, now what I have here, they are telling me that okay, the data for now, the data is much because we have already been typing long. So what I'll do is I'll delete one and okay, I'll delete. Okay, I'll leave table 1. I'll leave just one table. Let it tell me Excel sheet. I'll use one table for now. Then when I have need, we'll upload the others. So this is just to get the idea. Okay, this is table 1. This Excel sheet table 1 is the same prompt. I just changed the number of tables that required. So I give the prompt. The DeepSeek will analyze the prompt for us. So let's hold on while it does its job. Okay. I think we have our solution. Let me check. Okay. Okay. So we have the response. This is an excellent data set for a meta-analysis in the field of environmental transport of microplastic and nanoplastics. Below, I evaluate. Okay. So now, can this data be used for meta-analysis? Please, I'm sorry, a call was coming in. Can this data be used for a meta-analysis? Yes, with some precautions and pre-processing. The data set has strengths, large sample size, greater than 800 rows, multiple studies, key quantitative variables, zeta potential, ionic strength, pH, flow rate, and so on and so forth. Categorical modulations. It gives you polymer types, electrolyte, different electrolyte type, porous media types, and so on and so forth. Limitations. Missing data. Some columns have missing data. Inconsistent units. Okay. They're asking you if your ionic strength is in millimole or milligram per liter. Check the electrolyte concentration and so forth. So all of these are there. Now, the reason why you have this, for example, you have this kind of results about the units for ionic strength is because since we uploaded an Excel file and the column could be displaced depending on the number of columns and how you adjust, you arrange the data within the rows and the columns. It makes a whole lot of difference. That's why sometimes it's better to upload your data as a text file because you don't have this problem of column and rows there. So this is the reason. So at times, what I do is when I upload an Excel file, I explain the structure of the Excel file. Tell that, okay, this column, row 1 and row 2 have been occupied by first row 1 is for the parameters and row 2 is for the units so that it reads it the way they are. Okay, so this eliminates some of this kind of errors. Now we go. How to proceed with meta-analysis? Step 1, define effect size. Option A, log response ratio all in percentage immobilizer over effluent concentration and so forth. It tells you the different parameters you can use and how to get them. Step 4, software, which if you are using R, you can use Metafor, Meta or DMeta, or Stata or Jamova for meta-analysis models. Proposed study outline. It gives the proposed study outline. You have an introduction, methods, results, discussion, conclusion, supplementary material, and so on and so forth. Important technical notes before starting. Column M, immobilized MSP, is often 100% minus this. So you can calculate. There are some parameters that can be calculated from those that already exist. This is it. It's telling you that, okay, this year, you have this concentration, you have effluent, but you don't have the other ones. You can calculate this from here to fill the column with missing data. So that's what happens. Okay, now we already have this. Now, for you to be able to run your meta-analysis on R, for example, you need quotes and you need to convert your file to CSV file for a specific version of the CSV file. Let's assume you don't know anything about this. We want DeepSeek to help us to do that, okay? So I'll give a prompt. Please write an RStudio code to convert my Excel file table 1 to a CSV my Excel file table 1 to a CSV file. Okay, now to make it more easy for DeepSeek to be able to find my file within my computer, I can copy the file paths. I've copied the address, the file path. The file can be found here. That's it, so that it knows where to get it. Now it will write me an array script. That's an array script. Please, are we following?
Yes, we are.
Okay. Now here is here is the array script to convert your Excel file to CSV save and run in this in RStudio. This is it. Okay. What we'll do now, let me open RStudio. Okay, this is my RStudio. Oh, this the mom. Oh, we are sorry. We planned that this thing should end as early as possible. Mr. President, I guess we are far above our time.
Yeah, really out of range.
Yes, so please, guys, I'm really sorry. And
yeah, we can do a follow-up.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should fix a follow-up right now, and then we can send updates by email so that people can continue.
Okay, please. So my village people have dealt with me. Even my arrow does not want to open. Oh, yeah. So basically, okay, thank God. Okay, now let's start a new arrow script. Let's go to what Dipsy gave us and copy. Oh, and it went. Oh my God. Why only today? Okay, let's continue from there, please. Okay, now I'll copy the prompt. This is what R gave us, okay, to convert that file to a CSV file so that we can run it, we can upload it on Arrow and then do a preliminary analysis for us to be able to run a meta-analysis, okay? Now I'll paste it here. This is the Arrow console. I'll paste it above. Let's assume I'm pasting it here because I'm assuming I want to save the file, okay? This Arrow script, I want to save this script. So once I paste it here, I can select Control A to highlight everything. If I don't want to save it, I can just take run. If you see here, above here, run. But the title of the document, the script is untitled one. You can save it. You go to file and you save as Arrow script. It will save and the name will change. That's why you see some files here are open. Plastic production figures, export plastic production, and so on. So now we can run here this file and see what it does. Okay. The result is telling us that file successfully converted to CSV. Use that with the part name I gave. Remember, very important. If your part file part is wrong, you will not be able. This is it. You see here, this is it. Table 1, the CSV file is here. So in this folder, you have two table 1s now. This is the normal Excel table 1 and the CSV file table 1. We have that already. Okay. Now let's follow the suggestions he gave us. How to proceed. This okay. What I want to do now is I will open the CSV file. I'll open the CSV file. This is a CSV file so that I see exactly how the headings are. Oh my God, my screen has frozen again. Please, a moment. Please, a moment, please. Hello. Are we back?
Hello?
Yes, please, are we back? I'm sorry for...
Yes, we are with you.
We're here, right?
We are here. It's just your screen is no longer working.
Yes, I have to reshare my screen. I was signed out. My village people signed me out, please. Okay. Yeah, okay. Yes. Now look, we have a table with a heading here, and we realize that some during the conversion, some symbols or from symbols, yes, were not properly inputted. So we have to open the original Excel file to adjust those that were not correctly copied or converted. So we have a file now. Now we can do that. We can copy from here and go back because the format will be the same. But the headers should be the same. I wonder if okay. So, okay. Let's see if it will go. But anyway, if it doesn't, we'll just go ahead. Okay, fits now. Okay, milliliters per flow rate and that flow rates. Okay. Okay, I think this is the last part. Let's finish this and run up. Okay, now we have this data. We have both data. We can decide now to run let's tell DeepSeek that, okay, we have the data in the CSV file. We want to run a meta. Let's do a preliminary license. Please develop a script for the meta analysis. The CSV file is ready. Okay. Now, that's as simple as that. Now it's developing the script. Now the script will be detailed such that you can always request, for example, for you to be able to know whether you're doing the right thing, get a meta-analysis from a top journal, observe the different sections for the results, the type of analysis they perform, and so on, so that you can get a better appreciation of the output you will have from your data. That will help you give you a perspective of whether what they are doing, your AI agent gave you is right or wrong. So with that, you can always judge. That's the best way for you to go. First of all, study what meta-analysis is all about, what you are going to evaluate, and if you have results, how should the results be? So this one will give you, this script now will give you the different things that you can do, the publication bias, effect size, and so on and so forth. All of this. Now the script is ready. I've copied the script. Now instruction, they'll give you instruction to run the script, how to do it. You can save the script as meta-analysis in your folder, in run in RStudio and so on. Copy the script and put there and then run it. So now, since we don't want to save this script, I'll just copy it and put here the same way we did the other one, since we already created the CSV file. So I'll delete this one. Oh, come on. Yes, just give me a moment. Okay, so I'll open the RStudio again. So I'll just run now from the. Okay. And yeah, I get someone asked a question, what percentage do the journals, if journals are still using the AI to evaluate articles, and if so, what? Yeah, some journals still do. Some journals still do, but they don't, it's not, how should I put it? It's not based on percentage. They have their normal way of reading the way they judge if a paper meets the standards. They'll first of all evaluate the content if it meets the requirement of the journal. Then they read, they do some scanning, some pre-reading. The editors will go through the manuscript and see those areas that are important and see the kind of claims that are made within the manuscript before, whether you use AI to write it or not. That's why I said you review your paper properly. Whether you use AI to write 100% of it and then you review it, making sure you verify every claim, then it is very important. Your manuscript will go irrespective of. I have a manuscript that is flagged, has been flagged. When I use Turnitin, I have 95% AI. Yes. but the manuscript is under review. It has gone under. First, it went to soil biology and biochemistry, went over a review, and they both reviewers asked for major revision. The editor thought it wise to reject, and it's still under review in another journal now. So it's not about AI, it's about what you write in the manuscript. Does it hold claim, and how well is it? So now, for another question regarding the, please, did you collect all the meta-analysis data? Did you read each paper? Of course. For the data we have, I think 56 to 58 manuscripts were collected all together. But prior to that, that was even before AI became this popular. I started gathering that data. It's been over 3 years since I started gathering that data. I wanted to use the data first for a general purpose review, where I will use the data to plot normal straight line graph to judge between the different effect sites. But however, during the process of submission and rejection, I had to rewrite the manuscript again in a different direction. So I did not need the data. Some of the co-authors are members of OAD. Some of the co-authors of the original manuscript are members of OAD. I brought them in when I had gathered all the data, all over 2,000 data points for this analysis. So the current version of the manuscript that has already come back for review and we have sent back with revision does not have any of this data, because I changed the direction along the line. After so many rejections and so on, they were not interested in straight line graphs or correlation analysis. So I had to change the perspective. So I had to change everything and then use the data now just for meta-analysis, because it was so much. So actually, I read all the articles and collected the data by myself. I did that. Now, okay, let's paste the script. The script is there. Let's take run and see the output. Okay, they say the only following objects marked from package that are running the meta-analysis. So it may take some time. So while that, just go on the chat and see if there's any questions. Okay. So please, for meta-analysis, for you to be able to have your data, you must first identify all the studies that comply with all the criteria you have set for your meta-analysis. And then most often, papers for meta-analysis are not much. For those that you extract data from to use for the analysis, they are not always much, or most often. So, but for this study, we had up to 58. I had up to 58 articles that I had to go through, both articles and their supplementary materials, because some tables were in the supplementary materials, so I had to go through to get all those things sorted out. Yes, DeepSeek. Of course, that's why I told you from the beginning, DeepSeek is a multi-purpose platform. You can go through review, proposal writing, and so on. But please, like I said, read everything you have. Make sure it goes properly the way you want it, and all the claims are well justified. The articles you use for references, you read them to make sure the claims align with the articles, and so on and so forth. Okay, so let me see my file, what has been created and what has not been created. Okay, so that's how you do it. Basically, if everything goes well, we'll have our meta-analysis data and everything else. So it's still running. I don't know why it's taking unusually long. Okay, now with this response, what I need to do, I just need to copy the response. Since it did not give me what I want, just paste on DeepSeek. Don't say anything, just paste the response from the R console. It will tell you. So DeepSeek has understood that it's an error. So it's modifying the scripts now to solve that error, and then you continue. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. So basically, yes. Yes, please. Please, any questions? Is that President?
Oh, yeah, the brother.
Okay, okay. I thought I had gone off again.
Oh no, you're on.
Okay,
Yeah,
so we have
once you're done, Dr. Saka will take over and close up.
Okay, okay. Please let me run the script, then we can shut it down, please. Okay, I've modified the script. I've modified the script now. Let me go back and see if our problem has been solved. Okay. Now, these problems always come up if your CSV file, because when you're converting your CSV, your Excel file to CSV, there are some symbols and parameters that are not recognized. You need to go manually and retype those parameters within the CSV file. If not, the arrow will not recognize them. So what I usually do, what is usually advised, is that you can convert the files to CSV manually from Excel itself. Or you tell DeepSeek to copy out the file from the data from the Excel files and create a CSV or a text file. You copy the text file from DeepSeek, you paste it into an Excel, and then you follow the tab delimited option from Excel to convert it to CSV. You will eliminate most of these errors, such that the units that DeepSeek will give you will be standard units that you will not need to go and convert or to go and check if they were converted properly during the Excel conversion stage. Because, for example, when you're typing in a minus sign within Excel, sometimes we don't use the standard minus, we use hyphen. So some of these tools don't recognize them. Or you send your manuscript to a journal, when it comes back for proofreading, the proofreading editor always tells you, please change this from the diagram from hyphen to minus. So those things also affect your file when you're working on R. So basically, generally that's what you do if you want a meta-analysis. If you want to run a meta-analysis using your DeepSeek, DeepSeek is able to train you through the process. So you just need to ask the right question and what to do next. So we'll go to the next. The next will be, let's perform a pre-review of a manuscript with DeepSeek. It's the same procedure. You have a manuscript file. You just you just take the manuscript file, paste it in DeepSeek. Yes, data cleaning, exactly. You clean your data properly before you go through this process. If you don't understand how to clean your data, you can put the data. DeepSeek will explain to you how or which part of the data needs cleaning, how to adjust it, and how to refine all those things. They are very important. Very important. So we can also do we can also use DeepSeek to do a pre-review of your manuscript. We explained this earlier. You upload your manuscript file and say, okay, this is a manuscript that I've written. Please, I believe it is complete. However, I need a critical review and proposals on how to improve the manuscript when necessary. Also make suggestions when needed if new analysis could be added. Suggest recent and verifiable references that can provide more substance or contradiction to my results. Also identify sections that contain duplicate information and propose how to fix them. Okay, you are asking for them to propose, give you direction on how to do, not that, oh, please fix this for me. Once they give you, DeepSeek gives you the directive or other AI agent give you the directive, you can now sit up, follow their suggestions, and then revise your manuscript properly. Everything is there. You just put and give them the command, they will do it for you. Things that you cannot see or you cannot easily catch. Please don't forget to follow the channel. And due to the time constraint, would have done more hands-on exercises. Please, you could always contact us if you have this kind of challenges and you want some guidance on how to go about it. Or in a later time, we could also organize a session just for work, no more talking, just to move from one project to another, developing it along the way, so that I'll prepare some files that we will share. Everybody will have the same files, then we'll go through the process again, so that while I'm doing it for my end, you also are carrying the same procedure. So our advice, install RStudio, the latest version of RStudio on your machine, and then yes, RStudio, just RStudio, then we'll move on from the next time, so that we can start with a proper meta-analysis. We'll use the same data. I'll make sure I clean the files so that we have the same data and we can be seeing the same analysis and the same results. Okay, at least I think meta-analysis is a very important aspect of your study as PhD students or graduate students. I will always advise you that chapter 1 or chapter 2 of your work literature review section should contain an aspect of meta-analysis, which will also be one article already from your thesis. It will help you a lot. So if you do a meta-analysis as part of your literature review, one meta-analysis, one article, which is good, and then your experimental detail can come for the other chapters. So it's very important. So we can use DeepSeek to do a complete meta-analysis later on. I'll prepare a file that we'll use for all of that. Please, Mr. Moderator, I'll hand over to you. I think I've already eaten. So many people are supposed to go clubbing today. I've already destroyed your program. I'm very, very sorry. And I hope that we'll prepare better next time. Thank you.
Thank you so
again.
much. Thank you.
Please.
Thank you, Dr. Jackson.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for spending your time to give such a powerful talk. Wonderful.
I really appreciate and enjoy the talk. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, OAD members, for attending.
Thank you so much.
And for being patient. Yeah, time is so much gone, but I can see that our participation was the highest peak. Thank you all, and we are sorry if we've been delayed. You have whatever time for going to clubs or prayer meetings. Please forgive us.
Yeah, thank you very much, guys. And I also use the opportunity to apologize on behalf of my village people who have been disturbing my machine.
It's okay.
They are our people too, so we are forgiving them.
Yeah. Oh, please, someone ask a question. That if the data you collect,
Thank you so much.
don't have SE or standard deviation, how can we manage this? Don't bother about that. Collect the major aspect is the results. Collect the results, the pure results, and then that can always be calculated within a meta-analysis package. There are ways to deal with studies or data that have no standard deviation and so on. They can always use, I think they call it in-study, inter-study, or in-study calculation, and they take care of that. That's not big deal once the results are there, because it's often challenging for you to get the standard deviation or standard error when you are extracting data from figures. some data are estimated. You are supposed to estimate some of the data from the figure, so you cannot get that. So all these things were being has been taken care of.
Hello, sir. So I want to ask
Yeah.
something. I don't know how I would love to discuss with you. So I don't know how I can reach you later on, sir.
Are you on WeChat?
Yes, I'm on WeChat.
Okay, just any of the OAG group, look for me there. I'm Jackson. Any of the OAG group, I have the same name. One black boy with white beards everywhere.
Okay, sorry, I'm not in any of the group.
Oh, you are not in any of the group. Okay, okay, let me see. My WeChat's name, I think my mobile number can get me all on WeChat.
Okay.
Let me paste my mobile number on the group. So anyone who wants to add me on WeChat, you will just follow the number.
Okay, sir.
Okay, that's my mobile number. The same number I use on WeChat. Okay. Okay. Let me see. Let me share the PPT on the message so that you guys can copy. Like I told you earlier, this PPT, it has no big thing. Oh, just I do not even know what to prepare about it. I prefer us doing live stuff and solving certain problems as we go along. But the PPT is there. I've shared the PPT. Okay. So you can just at least the prompts are there. The YouTube link, the WeChat channel, X link, please follow the organization so that we'll have more suggestions from you. For those who are not on WeChat, always suggestions and feedback are always welcome so that we can improve our training models as we go ahead.
All right. Anything else, please, before we close it down? Hello?
Nothing more from here?
Hello?
Yes. Please, I think yeah, me, I'm done. I don't think
All right.
no question, no more question.
Thank you. Good night, everyone. Those in China, good night.
Good night, my brother, and see you guys again. Bye-bye.
Good night and thank you.
Bye. Bye,
Thank you
everybody.
guys. President, you can shut it down now.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.